snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys, so I am here today to do a small haul video for you guys. I have just filmed another haul video which was for Angry Robot, who sent me some lovely books, so I'll put the link to that down below and you guys can check that one out if you've not already watched it. But this haul video is also from another publisher, and that publisher is Rebellion Publishing, and I think they are largely a YA, science fiction, fantasy and horror publisher, and they offered me some books, so I went on their website and had a look at a few that I thought might appeal to me, and then they were kind enough to send me 5 books, so I'm going to show you guys what I received. So the first one I got is book number 1 in the Monarchies of God series by Paul Kearney, and this one is called Hawkwood and the Kings. I believe that this is a kind of republishing of an earlier series. Original books in this were published in the 1990s, so this is a fairly recent release. This one contains the first 2 in the series, kind of into one, so yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. On the back it says, "The Western world is burning. For Richard Hawkwood and his crew, a desperate venture to carry refugees to the uncharted land across the Great Western Ocean offers the only chance of escape from the Inceptine's pyres. In the east, Lothanter, Abilene and Mark, 3 of the 5 Ramusian kings, have defied the cruel pontiff's purge and must fight to hold their thrones through excommunication, intrigue and civil war. In the quiet monastery south of Sharibon, 2 humble monks make a discovery that will change the world. Akir, the holy city, has fallen and all now seems lost, but even on the eve of destruction, the faithful still war amongst themselves." And this one is a collection of Hawkwood's Voyage and The Heretic Kings, which are the first 2 in the Monarchies of God cycle. So yeah, omnibus edition. It's quite heavy actually, considering how small it is. It's about 700 pages and the writing is quite small. I always love a good fantasy, and this one sounds like it will be just that. Next I have The Good, the Bad and the Infernal, which is by Guy Adams. This one is the first one in the Heaven's Gate trilogy, and I like the cover on this one. It has a kind of western feel, so let's see what it's all about. One day, every 100 years, a town appears. Its location and character different every time. It is home to the greatest miracle a man could ever imagine, a doorway to heaven itself. The town's name is Wormwood, and it's due to appear on the 21st of September 1889, somewhere in the American Midwest. There are many who hope to be there. A travelling preacher, Obeisance Hicks, and his simple Messiah, Soldier Joe, Henry and Harmonian Jones and their freak show pack of outlaws, the Brothers of the Order of Ruth and their sponsor, Lord Fawcett, inventor of the Fawcett Thunder Pack and other incendiary modes of personal transport, and finally an aging gunslinger with a dark history. They will face dangers both strange and terrible, monstrous animals, predatory towns, armies of mechanical natives, and other things besides. Wormwood defends its secrets. Only the brave and resourceful will survive. So it sounds kind of weird, sounds kind of crazy, sounds a bit bizarre, but that's all stuff that we love in books, so I'm pretty excited to give this one a try. The writing's a reasonable size, but it is 300 and something pages. Hopefully I can get to this one soon, because it does sound really cool and weird and wacky and pretty exciting, so yeah, can't wait to give this one a try. Next I have one that I'm pretty intrigued about, because this one is a new series started by Gail Z. Martin, who is a fairly famous adult fantasy writer. I do own her first 2 books in her Necromancer series, Chronicles of the Necromancer, but this one is Gail Z. Martin writing with Larry N. Martin, who I assume is related to her somehow, and this one is called Iron and Blood. It's got a kind of man on it with, I guess he's on a ship, some sort of flying ship. Sounds pretty cool, so let's read the back. New Pittsburgh in 1898, a crucible of invention and intrigue. Born from the ashes of a devastating fire, flood and earthquake, the city is ruled by the shadow government, the oligarchy. In the swarming streets, people of 100 nations drudge to feed the engines of progress, while in the abandoned tunnels beneath the city, supernatural creatures hide from the light, emerging only to feed. Jake Desmet and Rick Brand travel the world to secure treasures and unusual items for the collections of wealthy patrons. Accompanied by Jake's cousin, Veronique Leclerc, but when their latest commission leads to Jake's father's murder, the 3 friends are drawn into a conspiracy where dark magic, industrial sabotage, and the monsters that prey on the night will ultimately threaten not just New Pittsburgh, but the whole world. So it sounds kind of steampunky. Well, it looks kind of steampunky. And yeah, it sounds pretty cool. So hopefully this is one I can get to fairly soon. Maybe a little bit dystopian as well, but yeah, it kind of gives me vibes of the Ketty J series, so I will definitely be intrigued to see if it's anything like that at all. If you guys are interested in me reading this one sooner, because I think this one is either out really soon or it's only just come out, then I will probably try and schedule this one fairly quickly, because I want to give this a go. It sounds pretty cool. The next one I have is also, I believe, a new release, and this one is The Iron Ship by K.M. McKinley. It's either a new release or it's about to come out, and this one is the first one in the Gates of the World series. I love the cover of this one. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see it, but it's got a beautiful steamship on it. It looks utterly stunning, and yeah, it's just utterly beautiful. So can't wait to give this one a try. On the back it says, merchant, industrialist and explorer Trassen Crescent has an audacious plan. Combining the might of magic and iron in the heart of a great ship to navigate an uncrossed ocean, seeking the city of the extinct Morphan to uncover the secrets of their lost sciences. Ambition runs strongly in the Crescent family, and for each of Trassen's siblings, fate beckons. Soldier Rel is banished to a vital frontier. Bureaucrat Garton balances responsibility with family loyalty. Sister Catriona is determined to carve herself a place in the world of men. Outcast Gus struggles to contain the energies of his soul, while Priest Aaron dabbles in forbidden sorcery. Sounds like a wacky family. The world is in turmoil as new money brings new power, and the old social order crumbles. And as mankind's art grows stronger, a terror from the ancient past awakens. This highly original fantasy depicts a unique world where tired gods walk industrial streets, and the tide's rise and fall is extreme enough to swamp continents. Magic collides with science to create a rich backdrop for intrigue and adventure in the opening book of this epic saga. And it does sound pretty epic, so I'm very excited to give this one a try, and hopefully this is another one I'll be able to schedule in fairly soon because it sounds pretty cool. Next and finally, I have been sent Mikey Attack, which I believe is like the third in a series by Gareth L. Powell. So I don't have the first few in the series, but I know that Michael from Bitten by a Radioactive Book actually read this series fairly recently, and he was enjoying it from what I understood, so I might end up picking up the first few in this series anyway, because I think they're definitely kind of weird and interesting sounding, so hopefully I'll get to them soon as well, and then I can move on to this one. But obviously I don't own the first few in that series just yet, so I will need to purchase them or find them from the library or something like that before I can get to this one, so I'm not going to read the back of this one because I don't want to spoil myself or you guys, but I'm guessing it's to do with monkeys, because there's monkeys on all of the covers from what I've seen. So it sounds a bit wacky, it sounds a bit crazy, and I'm excited to dive into this series at some point in the future. So these are all of the books that I was very kindly sent by Rebellion Publishing. Thank you so much for sending these to me. I'm super excited about all of them, and I'll definitely be getting to some of them very, very soon because they sound super cool. As always, guys, let me know your thoughts about these books in the comments and which ones you think I should get to first, which ones are interesting to you guys. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all very, very soon in another video. Bye! Me and you gonna have a little chat about the